Hello YouTubers, welcome back to our channel, Smishek's Custom Baits. Rick Smishek here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different than we've done in the past. We're going to be doing some custom stuff. And what I'm going to do is we're going to make crawdads using our Do-It mud bug molds. And we also have the claws and the claw tip molds. We'll show you those in a minute. But we're going to make the body a Charlie special. And we're going to make the claws out of a floating plastisol, and we're going to make them white pearl. So let me go ahead and get the camera moved over and we'll show you the molds. So show you what we're going to be doing. Alright, here you can see the molds we're going to be using today. Well, we're not going to be using the claw tip mold, okay? But I have used it in the past. It works great. But you would, if we were using that, we would shoot the claw tips first, and then move them over here into the claw molds, okay? And then from there, move the claws. After you shoot the claws, move the claws over here into the main mud bug mold. But since we're not going to be doing this today, let's go ahead and move this aside. And now we just have our claws, and then the two mud bug molds. So one thing we can probably expect to see is maybe a dent in the body here. We'll see. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not 100% sure why it keeps happening with these, but it does. And they're not terrible, and they're still sellable. They're definitely still usable, and so we'll see what happens with that when we get these done. We're going to be using our floating plastisol from MF. Manufacturing. I'll be adding a white pearl powder, okay, to this stuff after we cook it, and then we will. This already has heavy salt in it. The guy I'm making these for, and this is an actual. I don't want to say it's an order, but it's our sponsor. It's the guy we sponsor. Sorry about that. It's the guy we sponsor. He suggested that he might like something like this. So we're going to give it a shot and see how well it works out. I have a pan, I guess a bowl maybe, with some water in it. And we'll see just how well this whole idea works out. All right, let's get this plastisol cooked so we can shoot some molds. All right, so here we go. We got our plastisol cooked. You can see there's still air bubbles in it, but since this is a floating plastisol, I don't really care if there's air bubbles in it. In fact, the air bubbles should help the flotation. One would think so, right? At least that's what the science tells us, that the air bubbles should help out. Let's get some of this white pearl powder. I only want about half a teaspoon. You know what? What the heck am I doing? All right, we got these. We got these other measuring spoons. They came with a. They came with a set of measuring cups and larger measuring spoons, but you can see that you have a tad that says a quarter. You know, a dash is an eighth of a teaspoon. So I already have an eighth of a teaspoon instead of a quarter. I have that spoon here. Why am I not using it? Well, because I forgot. That's why. There we go, just like that. Bob's your uncle. We got these metal ones because they have the. I don't know if you can see it there. There it is. Okay, it says dash, but it's an eighth of a teaspoon. Well, but the letters and the numbers and stuff are stamped into the metal, so it can't wear off. We just got tired of plastic ones with the measurements on the spoons and whatnot wearing off. So we figured that these metal ones should last. Well, this should last our lifetime now. The rest of our lifetimes. All right, let's get this stirred in. You notice I didn't make a lot of this, but that's because I don't need a ton of it. This is actually the second cup of this stuff that I've cooked because, well, I burned the other stuff. Cooked it too long. I forgot that this stuff from MF doesn't need to cook as long in order to reach conversion temp, which is 350. So yeah, I screw it up every once in a while. All right, let's go ahead and shoot these claws. There we go. Oh, that's tons better. This looks tons better than that stuff I burned. Yeah, we're reshooting this part of the video, and that's why. You can see that it's kind of yellowed, that stuff is. Yeah, well, dang it. Sometimes stuff happens. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and, I don't know, why did I do this? I clamped the Crawdad molds, and I didn't need to yet. In fact, it was kind of dumb that I did that because I have to put claw tips in, or these claws in that mold, in those two molds. So let's go ahead and open this up. That spruce is not quite cooled off all the way. Get that hot. Well, it wasn't hot enough to burn me, but it was hot enough to want to get rid of it. Okay. Those are some pretty good looking claws there at this time. No yellow in there. That's nice, huh? All right, let's go ahead and show you what we're going to do here. Let's take our first two claws. All right. And usually what I do is I usually start like at this end, like the tail of a bait, or like in this case, the tip of the claws. Okay. Okay, there. It looks like we've got it in there, setting in there perfect. Start with the other side here. All right, there we go. That's been close to mold. Oops, that one's not laying in there quite right. There, I think we got that one. Oops. Microwave's screaming at us, yelling at us a little bit. And you can you see with how the seam is like this. I didn't have to press down. I didn't have to clamp with my fingers. You know, I just closed it and let it sit there. And there's no gap here. That's how we know that the claws are in there properly. Oops, let's leave it like that because you don't want it to open. Let's go ahead and pull our claws off of this one. Okay. And we'll do the same thing again. Oops, let's come up here. Hopefully you guys saw that other one. If not, I guess I'll just reshoot this part of the video. Let's put this up here. Okay, start out here again. All right, and let's see, did they close properly? Sure did. All right, let's go ahead and get these put together. Clamp these down. Get ready for this next shot. There we go. All right, let's move those off the side, that mold. All right, there we go. Mold's ready. Injector's cleaned out. Let's check the plastisol in here. Okay, it's not quite ready. The Charlie Special isn't, so we'll be right back as soon as it is. All right, let's go ahead and shoot this plastisol here before the salt drops all the way to the bottom. All right, salt and the glitter. There we go, that's full. Hold some pressure because we want to make sure that we get a good bond with that other plastic that's in there. And we do that by using hot plastisol and some hold pressure just a wee bit longer than we normally do. All right, there we go. Okay, that's the end of that. Now here in just a minute, we'll see how well this worked out. Should be pretty good. We get that bowl of water over here. Clamp these. Probably don't need those clamps. These things cool off pretty quickly, and there's only two of them there too. So you don't have a bunch of molds lined up helping each other hold the heat. Those better wait a minute. Okay, they should be cooled off enough to open them up. So let's go ahead and do that. There you go. See, look, we got a dent there. Sure enough. But they're still fishable, and this is an issue that I've seen with this company's molds repeatedly. All right, how's that? Gray crawfish with that white pearl. All right, let's go and open up this one too. Yeah, this one's. See, now this one, that's a small dent right there. Whereas this one, it's on the back side. You see that? You see the difference there? It's okay. I still sell these. There's just nothing I can do about that, I don't think. Well, I might be able to open up, and I might do this. Go get a round file. And if I do this, I'll make a video. But I'll open up the gates just a little bit. I thought that we had a venting issue, but we really don't. The vents come out the antenna here. Although I could probably run a vent line from here to here, and that might help out. I might even actually do that later on. But let's. Go ahead and toss this bad boy in there. And look at the claws. The claws kind of float up like that, don't they? That's exactly what we were looking for. How's that, George? Huh? You like that? I bet if we take one of these dudes out, and I'm going to see if I can't rig this properly on a chatterbait I have sitting here. Can't get this on here properly. About there, I think. Can it come out? Hold on a second. Here we go. I was doing this off camera like a dweeb. Okay, well that's not perfectly straight or anything, but we've got that up over the collar. It's a little green pumpkin. I should say a little one. Let me get this guy out. You see those claws? Those claws aren't falling down all the way to the bottom. Yeah? I think that's fantastic. I think this is going to be a great bait. And exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay. To recap what we did today, we used a floating plastisol to shoot the claws on these mud bugs, and then we used our regular medium with heavy salt to shoot the bodies. This is the first time I've ever tried using two different brands of plastisol in the same bait. I didn't mix them together. We just shot one part of the bait in a floating plastisol and the other part of the bait in a regular non-floating plastisol. And it seems to have worked out pretty good. I mean, you see me pulling on that; they're not coming off, so that's good. It means they bonded well. And when we put them in the pot of water, the claws floated a little bit. It wasn't huge. The float wasn't huge, but they did float. So, and that's exactly what we wanted. That's what the guy we sponsored, he wanted that. He wanted the claws to raise up like that. But this is one of the things that you could do when you're making your own baits. Sky's the limit. You know, it's only limited. What you can do is only limited by your imagination. You can just basically get whatever colors you want, and if the colors aren't exactly what you want, you can mix them a little bit here and there, and until they are what you want. You can use different brands of plastisol to create effects like this. I think in the future we'll be using, once that MF is gone, I'll probably be buying bait plastics, floating plastisol, just because it's cheaper. It's all the same brand. I can get it all from the same place. I could order a bucket of the medium soft, and medium floating all at the same time from the same company. So that's probably what we'll be doing. I have about a gallon, maybe a gallon and a half of the medium floating from MF left, and once that's gone, that'll be gone. We won't be using that again. But I have no doubt that the floating plastisol from bait plastics, which is where we get their other stuff, will perform the same and give us the exact same results as this did today. But all that said, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're up to 201 subscribers now, and we're shooting for the 250 mark. If you haven't looked at it yet, check out the subscriber contest video. We're giving away a rod cover. You'll get to make your own custom color, and a couple other things too. But watch that, share it, and then comment that you shared it underneath the video to make sure that you're eligible to win. But hit the little bell so you get notifications that when we put up a new video. If you have stuff you'd like to see, let me know in the comments down. If you have comments about what you saw, go ahead. Suggestions for how to do better. Go ahead, put them down there. We love to hear your suggestions. We'd love to answer your stuff, read your comments. With all that said, hit the share button. Why? Because your mom's told us to. My mom told me to share. Help people out, right? And that's how we grow. That's one of the ways that we grow the channel. Get it in front of more eyes. So until next time, tight lines and calm waters.